Taylor. I just got up probably about not even half an hour ago. Right now it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I already got my clothes on. I'm wearing this beautiful shirt and some skinny tight pants. And my hair was basically already fixed for the day. And I just put on some earrings, some little feather earrings. And I'm about to make Corey some coffee so that he can have some coffee in the morning. I know I need it, and make some for my mother too. So, yeah, I'm going back to work today for the first time since after the wedding. And I'll bring y'all along with me, and I plan on talking to y'all during my lunch break about some stuff. So, yep. Let's just see how the day goes. Why? But for some reason, I make the best coffee in the whole wide world, and I'm the one that has to make all the cups of coffee. I like the Reese's one, personally, but my mom, she loves this one. It's the Italian sweet cream. My mom loves that. And Corey, he'll just drink it as long as I make it. These are our cups for today. This one says I'm only crabby in the morning. And then Corey's one is Star Wars. He loves his Star Wars. And then mine just says wifey on it. So, that's how this day's going so far. Hey guys, welcome back. I know y'all just watched the video of me being at my house, but I'm at work now and I'm on my lunch, and I thought I would go ahead and do a however many question tag, kind of let y'all get to know more about me so that y'all know some info. I mean, I don't want to be a completely mysterious woman, right? Am I named after anybody? My first name? No. My name's Taylor. My parents both wanted to have a name that could be either for a girl or a boy because they didn't find out that I was a girl until after I was born, so they picked the name Taylor for either or. And then my middle name, I have the same middle name as my mom, Carol. My middle name is Carol. The story behind it is my mom, she had to have me cesarean, so she was passed out while she was having me. So my dad is actually the one that put Taylor Carol as my name, Carol, which I take that as a big honor, and I love it because me and my mom both have matching tattoos that have our middle name and a blue rose to resemble my mother, because my mom loves blue roses. Another thing, if you hear a lot of traffic, I am sorry. I'm on a very busy road where I work at, and I'm the only person here right now, so I thought I'd go ahead and do this video so that y'all could know something. If I had to change my first name, what would I change it to? I wouldn't change it, honestly. I would want to keep my first name. I love my first name, Taylor. I love it. I wouldn't want to change it to... I was born and raised in Texas. I still live in Texas. I'm not going to put the exact city, but I live down towards the Gulf Coast of Texas. That's where I live, and I've always lived here my whole life. I've moved one time. I lived in a trailer before, and now I live in a house. I still live with my mother, and my husband lives with us. So, you know, we plan on just staying us. My mom's already 60, about to be 61, so what's the point of, might as well just stay together, and because me and my mother are very, very close. So, growing up, I looked up to my mother. I've always looked up to my mom. My mom is a very independent, strong, hardworking woman. She worked in a plant for 38 years, and she's the one person that I say that I strive a lot to be like her. Even though I don't think I'll ever be as good of a person as my mother, but that's the person I've looked up to my whole life. My best characteristics. Well, I think my best characteristics is that I'm a very loyal person. I'm always there for everybody, no matter what. I put 110% into everything I do, and that's just how I am. I'm the kind of person that I would give my shirt off my back for somebody. Favorite thing about myself is my personality. I love my personality for the same thing of what I just talked about the question before. I love the fact that I'm such a loving, caring person. I care so much about about other people and wanting to do for other people, and I love that about myself. Is how I'm the kind of person that it doesn't matter what your history is. As long as you're good to me, then we're good. You don't have to worry about anything happening with me not being your friend, me not wanting anything to do with you because you're past. As long as you do good by me, we're good. Which of my parents am I closest to? My dad passed away when I was 2 years old. So I'm obviously very close to my mother, but I have a feeling that if my dad was still around, I'd probably be just as close to him as I am with my mom. Which of your parents are you more alike? Well, apparently, look-wise, I am a splitting image of my mother. I literally look just like my mom. But personality-wise, I've been told that I'm a lot like my father when it comes to music and my attitude. I'm just like my dad in that aspect. But at the same time, I'm a splitting image of my mother. If you saw her standing right next to me, you would think we were sisters because I look just like her. What relatives were important to me growing up and why? All of my relatives were important to me growing up. A lot of them had already passed by the time I was about 2 or 3 years old. So I still had like my one grandmother. Her name was Frances. I had her, and I had a few of my few aunts and uncles here and there. But every one of my relatives are important to me. I feel love for every single one of them, even the ones I haven't talked to in a long time. I love every single one of my family members, and I wouldn't change any of them for the world. What is my eye color? I have hazel eyes, even though I've been told, depending on my mood, they're more green or they're more blue, but they're in the hazel is what my normal eye color is. What is the most important thing in my life? The most important thing in my life is honestly my family. I have my brother Richard, which y'all will end up meeting him in one of my videos. I plan on doing a tag with him. He's not really my brother, but he's a friend of mine that I've known since I was in 5th grade. We are literally best friends, and he's literally like my brother. He was my man of honor for my wedding, and him, and then there's Corey, that, he's my husband. I love him to death. And then my mother, and I'd do anything for my mom. So those are the most important people in my life. What has required the most courage of you in your life so far? Okay, that would be work, period. I have always been the kind of person that I don't really show I was always very shy growing up. I couldn't even go in a restaurant and order my own food because I was that shy, okay? And whenever I started working after I got out of high school, I realized that I had to open up and I had to start showing my feelings more. So whenever I started first working at my first job at McDonald's, I was a cashier at the front counter, so I had to interact with people, and that's what opened me up to be who I am now. Because honestly, if it wasn't for that job, I probably wouldn't be doing this video. I wouldn't have the courage to sit here and look at a camera and post it on the whole world to see it. So working and having to interact with people has really opened me up and has made me more courage and I've had to be more outgoing and had to be more open with people, which was always very hard for me growing up. Okay, what's the next question? Alright, what is my biggest fear? I want to make sure that I leave this world having kids and they be able to go on with their, do stuff for them, and I want to make sure that I'm able to give them everything I could possibly give them so they can have a good life. Just like how my mom did everything for me. She made sure that there was not even a chance that her daughter didn't have a good life. So I want to do the same thing my mom did for me and make sure my kids got everything they wanted and make them just as spoiled as I am. So that's my biggest fear, is that I won't be able to give my kids everything. And I'm going to make it happen though. I'm not going to let that fear overwhelm me. I'm not going to let it take it over. What inspires me? What literally inspires me, and I've brought it up many times, is my mom. My mom has inspired me to push my hardest. She's the one that encouraged me to go to college and do everything I can and give my all for school. She has literally inspired me for everything that I have done in my life so far. If it wasn't for her, I would not be the woman I am today. Her and Richard, my brother, my Bubba, Her and my brother, those are the two people that if it was not for them, I would not be the woman I am today. What is my favorite childhood memory? And you're probably going to think, why would it be your favorite childhood memory? Because I got hurt in the process of this. But it is the one thing that I can remember more than anything else that ever happened to me when I was a kid. I was probably about maybe 5 or 6 years old. And I had two boys in my neighborhood that I played with all the time. And I had one of those treehouse type things. And it had a slide on it, okay? And I was the kind of person that I was outside all the time growing up. I never was in the house. I wasn't the video game type person. I was outside playing in the yard, riding my bike, swimming, something. That's how I was. And one day we were playing on the treehouse, and I was stupid and wanted to run down the slide, okay? So I ran down the slide, and then I jumped like halfway and ended up spinning around. And when I landed on the side of the slide and hit, this is my foot. I went like this, right with my ankle hitting the corner right there, and I completely messed up my ankle. And all I remember is how I was sitting there crying for a good 10 minutes because my babysitter was inside and not paying attention to me. And when she finally came and saw that I was hurt, she called my mom. My mom brought me to the hospital where I had to put one of those temporary wraps on my foot. And man, that's the one story I picture it exactly in my head. Out of everything that I've ever have seen in my life, that's the one thing I can remember is that story. What is my favorite fairy tale? Fairy tales, I honestly like all of the Disney fairy tales where it's like Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, Rapunzel, Snow White. I like the Dumbo, all of the Disney, Bambi. I like stuff like that. Those are the kind of movies I like. I don't really like the now movies. And honestly, that's a whole nother video about how upset I am about all these remakes. I am so upset about all the different remakes they're making of all of those original movies that I literally grew up on. Those movies were like my everything as a kid. Though I grew up on those movies and now they're making remakes. That's a whole other video. I'll do a video about that someday. Not right now. What is my favorite flavor of ice cream? Okay, I have two. Not one, two. My first one is Bluebell Millennium Crunch. I love Millennium Crunch. Two is Ben & Jerry's Fish Food. I love fish food, okay? I love ice cream. I wish I could eat it every single day, but I can't. But if I had to pick any ice cream, it would be one of those two. What is your favorite music genre? Okay, that is something that is kind of hard to explain because I don't really have a genre that I like. I just like music. I don't like rap. Rap is the one thing that if they never invented it, I would not have been disappointed because I do not like rap. But I love country. I love the R&B. I love, Linkin Park and Kane Brown and stuff. I'm all about that, but I cannot listen to Snoop Dogg and Kanye or whatever his names are. I can't listen to that stuff. I can't. I just can't handle that music at all. What is my favorite song? My favorite song of all time will always be the one that me and my husband walked or danced to at our wedding. The walked one is the I Can't Help Fall in Love with You from Elvis Presley, which has a story behind it, the reason why I walked down with that song. And then the second song is Perfect from Ed Sheeran. Those two songs are my absolute favorite songs in the whole world. Forever will be my favorite songs. The Elvis Presley song is all about my dad and my mom. My dad dedicated that song to my mother and had it pre-recorded. And I used his recording of him singing when I walked down the aisle on my wedding day. And then Perfect was all about Corey to me. And it's just those two songs are just the best songs in the whole world.